Hey there, and welcome to the Friday night community race of Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. My name is Sheep Launcher. I'm here with Xenocat. Tonight's flag set is entitled To the Moon and Back. It's going to encourage our runners to make a beeline to the moon. Xenocat, we have a really fun set of flags for this race tonight.
Yeah, we have a real fun set of flags. One of the main flags that in here is we have our 5 objectives here. We have to complete 4 of those. Defeat Wyvern, complete Gabe Bahamut, and Forging with the Legend Sword with the Adamant are always in this flag set. They are constant objectives, but we had 2 random objectives, which rolled Defeat Ogopogo and Defeat Antlion. So those are some fun bosses to have to find.
Well, we know the meme, and since Dathis is here, get ready for a bunch of memes. But Antlion's always going to be on the moon.
Yeah.
Ogopogo is going to be rough wherever you find them. Defeating.
I'm personally hoping for a vanilla Ogopogo.
Why not? The only thing better than vanilla Ogopogo would be that all gauntlet at the Ogopogo altar. But yeah, it looks like our runners are starting with a Rosa done up all in white. Our Rosa is going to be the hero. How's that going to affect especially the early game?
Basically, what this means is that Rosa can't be dismissed, so she's going to be stuck in everyone's party for the entire seed. On Mount Ordeals, Rosa will have to handle the Mirror Room fight all by herself, no help from anyone else, and she will also be the agility anchor for the entire seed, and we're not going to see a duplicate of her. Or we're not going to see a duplicate of anyone, actually, since the no dupes flag is on.
Yeah, and Rosa's agility growth for anchoring purposes can be a little tricky, but overall, Rosa scales pretty well with no matter where you are in the game. So, and not the worst character to start off with in a hero situation.
Yeah, she has a lot of gear that she can equip that can help manipulate her agility. A heroine robe early on to make her really speedy. She naturally grows pretty close to 28 agility towards the end, towards the almost ready levels. So if you can get like a ninja hat on her, she'll be like right at 28 agility when you're at the levels that most runners would take Zeromus. So she's not a terrible anchor to have.
We have 4 featured runners on the stream tonight. We have Asuka424 in your upper left, Harumph in the upper right, Tybalt, and Dathis. All 4 of those really talented runners. Tybalt, as you can see, being very clever with the song lyric reference. And we have 13 racers overall. So with these flags and this quality, settle in. It should be a really good time. We're underway.
Yep.
We have a strawberry moon in my part of the world going on tonight, and our runners will be hoping for a similarly tasty moon here. Rosa meets a Foo to start, and
the Magus sisters handing over the twin harp, so we might get some music early on in this seed.
And that could be a blazing start. Foo, really effective, especially in the early game. Each boss you fight will make him that much more effective, so we might even see some checks of some out of the way places. Mist Cave definitely comes into play now, both because there's T Pro, you get higher tier loot there, and the boss will help level up that Foo.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good reasons to go over to Mist Cave. But we see Asuka and Tybalt heading right to Eblin Castle as Harumph does the more standard Baron loot. Eblin Castle on this flag set has the best loot that you're going to get on the overworld. But there are some trap chests in here to be wary of. Well, Dathis has gone straight for Mist Cave and finds Baigen.
Baigen could be a little tricky here. Don't know what spells that Foo has started off with, and those iron arrows that Rosa started off with, not going to get the job done. Dathis decides to leave that alone for now.
Yeah, despite being the first boss in the game, the D-Mist spot, or the Vanilla Mist Dragon spot, has a surprising amount of magic defense, and so level 1 spells aren't going to cut through and do more than 1 damage there. But it does look like Dathis has decided to head to Watery Pass, which is another higher tier loot area. Not quite as high tier as Ebwin Castle, but there's no trap chest to worry about here. Just some decent loot. Meanwhile, Harumph is heading into the Baigan fight, and 16 damage with that Iron Arrows. But Fu is bonking for almost 200. That's pretty solid.
So Dathis, in that Watery Pass, pulled up a samurai bow for that Rosa. She'll really appreciate that.
Yeah, that is very nice. I think the second best bow for her to wield, not counting her Supersmith item, which is, of course, the best bow for her. But yeah, the samurai bow, plus 10 strength, very strong, very accurate. Well, not very accurate, but accurate for a bow.
Harumph took down that Baigan, only looted out one chest in Mist Cave, did not pick up exit on that Fu, so didn't want to walk super far, did pick up a Gaia Drum for his troubles.
Yeah, that Gaia Drum might end up helping out with another early boss, since that's a pretty powerful J item that our runners can use to cast a fairly low power Quake, but low power Quake is still Quake. And Quake is strong.
Tybalt and Oscar continuing to loot out Evelyn Castle, picking up some nice items. Nothing earth-shattering that I've noticed. A Leviathan summon will come in handy if there's an early Rydia, but otherwise, nothing too much to write home about.
Yeah, there was some decent loot. There's like a Charm Rod in there that could be nice for Fu, but nothing amazing or game-breaking. No Heroine Robe, no amazing. Although, that being said, we did find an Ogre Axe, which is a fairly decent weapon for any of our sort of heavy hitters.
And the basement did have a Gungnir Spear. Kane will certainly like that. Depending on who you ask, it's his third or fourth best weapon. And
yeah, Gungnir is pretty good. But we do have
Yang on top of Hobbs, squaring off against Asura.
A Vanilla Yang here with this Asura, who is going to be maybe a little bit rude for Harumph here, although Fu does have a lot of defense for this point in the game. Meanwhile, Dathis has found the Dark Imps in the waterfall, so for nice free boss at a free-ish location. Going to be pretty slow for his party to get through, but shouldn't have any trouble with this, and this will give Fu 3 extra spells.
Yeah, the first 3 spells that Harumph got on his Fu were Slow and Piggy and I think Blink, so those would be useful, but yeah, Fu needs some level 2 spells to really get this seed jetting off.
Yeah, level 2 elemental spells, even level 3, I would even say he's not even really carrying until he gets his level 3 elemental spells. But even one level 3 elemental spell can really tear through the overworld, or Virus or Quake. And of course, Nuke and White.
Dathis takes down the Dark Elves and finds that Curse Ring.
That is a very spicy Curse Ring out of the waterfall. Because you have to fight that boss in order to get that, and it's not a lot of people like to do that.
For that, Yang picked up a black belt in the Antlion Cave, a very nice piece of gear for him, and I believe Harumph also has a Thunderclaw.
And we found everyone's favorite fight. It's the Alt Gauntlet. Good thing Harumph learned Virus from Mount Hobbs.
Yeah, that'll be very useful. Otherwise, this would be excruciatingly slow for this point in the game.
Yep, we do have the Alt Gauntlet flag turned on, so instead of seeing the Vanilla Gauntlet, you get a whole bunch of enemies from Antlion Cave. I bet you all forgot about these basilisks and turtles, didn't you?
It's nice to be reacquainted with old friends from time to time.
Yeah, weepers.
Yeah.
The things that are a palette swap of the machine giants in the sealed cave. Except these things are just spirits. And not machine giants at all.
And you'd never even bother to learn what they're weak to because they have so little HP.
Yeah, no, why would you bother learning any of these enemy scripts?
I mean,
they actually have really interesting scripts.
Tell us your favorite Antlion Cave enemy strip.
I really like the sandworms, actually. They cast Tornado on you, which is an ability that I really don't think we get to see enough in Free Enterprise.
Well, it'll be nice if we ever run into that wyvern. Maybe that wyvern will use Tornado on us.
Yeah, I'm personally hoping for a Big Bang. Big Bang or Odin. Always great witch burns to see as a viewer, not as a runner.
Just a stack of Artemis bows is the reward for completing the Antlion Trek.
I mean, with a samurai bow in hand, a stack of arty arrows is quite good.
Yeah, Rosa is loaded for bear at this point.
I think we're just missing a heroine robe, and then Rosa is set. Especially since Dathis has shown us there are mute arrows on Mount Ordeals.
Yep, Dathis heading up Mount Ordeals. 3 more bosses up here for Fu to level up. Always a good early play when you have an early Fu. Harumph, meanwhile, is defending Fabul. Tybalt getting his Yang. And Asuka has begun the trek into the Antlion Cave, and we'll find the gauntlet at the bottom.
Yep. Ooh, that's a rude Fabul. That is a Vavalis. Well, Dathis has just found the Kaipo guards hanging out on Mount Ordeals. Not a very scary fight here. Another free fight in a free location.
Harumph going to be using those Artemis arrows right away because the magic defense of Valvalis at this spot is really, really high.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think anything but the aim command will get through Valvalis's tornado here for Harumph's party, so we're going to be using a lot of those arty arrows to try to get through this spot.
And it'll be a race to try to finish this fight off before the stone gets too bad.
Yep.
Keep that Rosa up at all costs.
Yeah, Rosa needs to do damage.
Dathis makes it through the front fight on Mount Ordeals.
Yep, Kaipo guards at the least a boss that only really punches you and then punches each other at a spot that has very low physical attack. Not very scary, but you do have to actually knock down all the hit points. And ooh, that's a sparkle. It's just impaled him.
Yep. Not the sparkle we were looking for. It's quite a bit paler than what we were looking for. But pale dim in this spot could be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, I would say it would be tricky if we didn't have Virus. Virus just does half the spot's HP in one spell, so goodbye. And I think the King of Fabul has snuck into the kitchen at some point because he handed over the spoon.
The King of Fabul decides that, Sheila's his subject, and Sheila's stuff is his stuff, and he could just give it away.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Edward cannot use that spoon. We do not have the spoon flag turned on, but, yeah. Wait. Does that mean that the king made up that whole story about the Dark Knight, or was the Dark Knight actually a spoony bard?
This has grave implications. Dathis into the top of ordeals. Rosa by herself has to face down a water hag.
Oh no, I don't think Rosa can do it.
It's gonna be tough. And he's using Artemis arrows, I believe, to... Oh no, he hasn't gone through Antlion Cave yet, so he might be using mute arrows on this.
Yeah, Dathis
water
picked
hag.
up mute arrows at the bottom of the mountain, so I assume that's what he's using here. But speaking of Antlion Cave, Asuka and Tybalt have cleared out Antlion Cave now as well.
They've gotten their 10 packs.
Yep, got their 10 packs of Arty arrows. Harumph is heading up Mount Ordeals to follow in Dathis' footsteps.
Now, and Dathis takes care of that water hag. And here's something I didn't know could happen. Fu learned spells, even though Fu was not involved in that fight.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a boss that you defeated, so Fu learned spells.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Like Fu
even
helped.
if you fight bosses before Fu joins your party, he still learns spells.
True.
It just doesn't show the text box. But since Fu is technically in the party, he just wasn't in that fight. You get the text box for the spells.
So Dathis gets the pass for completing ordeals, and we're running out of places on the overworld to.
We're down
Underworld
to
access.
just Baron Inn and I believe Cave Magnus, and of course a cheeky D-Mist hiding somewhere could also have our underground access. Although it can't be hiding at Mist Cave or Waterfall, because we've seen those two bosses. And that is
Correct.
Baigan at Mist Cave and Dark Imps at the Waterfall.
And
Tybalt finding his cursed ring.
Harumph has Quake on that Fu, and Pale Dim crumbles.
Yep. Dathis just learned Quake from one of those ordeals fights. So
Yeah, we're
we'll
about
also
to
have
start.
Quake, and oh look, it's some tasty vanilla.
More vanilla and another free boss off the table.
Yeah, these free bosses are just dropping like flies. We've already seen Kaipo guards, Water Hag, now Baron guards, and Dark Imps.
Yeah, the only one left is King Queen Ebla.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I mean, I suppose the dolls kind of count.
And there's a sparkle for Dathis, and there's an objective. Ogopogo in the second spot.
Yeah, this is an objective. Dathis is thinking. Going for
So
the
the-
heal.
The good thing about the Baron guards in the first spot is they don't take a ton of health off, so able to weather that big wave. There are some enemies in the first spot that really take a toll on you. I'm thinking Dark Knight Cecil or somebody like that, that leave you very vulnerable to an Ogopogo in the second spot, but Dathis is recovering.
Yep. Unfortunately, Yang is not recovering.
There's one in every party, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like Asuka is going to take this on. She unfortunately has not gone through as many checks, hasn't gone through the Mount Ordeals, and so doesn't have access to Quake. But does get through the Baron guards at least quickly. So we'll see how she responds to this Ogopogo.
Dathis is through. And gets the Magma Key.
That is our underground access. And perfectly in logic too, because Ogopogo is not one of the bosses that can't gate underground access.
True, the unsafe flag is not on, so the only way underground cannot be behind Wyvern, it can't be behind Golbez, it can't be behind Balbalis.
Yep. And yeah, it looks like Dathis is going to head straight for underground.
Yeah, Dathis picked up Rydia with in the Baron Inn. Rydia is an interesting character here. Asuka is through as well.
That's good to see. Ogopogo can be very rude, and Asuka handled that expertly, knowing that Virus would knock Ogo down with 2 viruses.
So I don't.
Very well done.
I don't remember precisely who picked it up, but I've seen a Leviathan summon in the chest. I've seen Sylph summon.
I believe the Leviathan was in Ebwin Castle, so I believe Asuka and Tybalt both have access to that Leviathan summon.
What would you be thinking picking up Iridia to increase your party to 4? Would you be looking to get her involved at all, or just...
I mean, I'd be happy to get her involved at this point. We have a sea hero. There's no point in knocking her down as an anchor. Leviathan is very strong through a lot of the mid game, and even is functional in the late game. So I would definitely be in, especially in Asuka's shoes, where she has the Rydia and has the Leviathan summon, using that Leviathan summon and making use of Rydia.
Yeah, I agree. Rydia could be a divisive character for some, but I think in situations she is immensely useful, and especially with that Leviathan summon, can get through a large part of the underworld, mostly by herself. Did you notice, by the way, a pretty loaded shop in Agert? Life potions, illusions, and star veils.
Yeah, that's a lot of really good stuff, and as a result of doing that shopping, Death has actually got underground just a tiny bit behind Asuka, because Asuka decided to skip that shop, but Deathis could very well make back up that time because of having more of those items, because especially life pots and star veils are really essential in free enterprise running.
Yeah, and everybody started off, I believe, with 1 siren, maybe 2.
Yeah.
So,
and a handful of life pots and star veils in the starting kit.
But now would be a good time to get a couple levels using that siren.
Yep, but we have found the party rock in the Feymarch freebie, so that will give our runners access to a wonderful treasury full of some really good loot, and access to the nice efficient clear of the Troya area, where they can go take care of the Twin Harp and the Tower of Zot at the same time.
But it's not called to the Earth and back, it's called to the Moon and back. Where's that darkness crystal?
We don't know, but that is a Feymarch.
That is an ugly, ugly Feymarch.
So, Evil Wallet Leviathan. Completely disgusting. We don't want to do that. Golbez at Asura. Free-ish if you can get a Star Veil off. But that requires getting a Star Veil off.
That spot is fast.
It is fast if you have someone who can you can guarantee will survive and won't get held, then you can guarantee 1 Star Veil, and that's enough. And with access to the curse string, you can probably do that. But it's slow. No one likes fighting Golbez. He's slow. He likes to talk a lot. He likes to practice his comedy routine.
Yeah.
No one has time to listen to Golbez's comedy routine.
No.
It's not even that good.
No, the Feymarch Chuckle Hut is definitely overrated. And Dathis decides, at least for now, that's the no way march.
Yeah. Ooh, Harump went into the Job Dwarf hut. I didn't see if he talked to the Job Dwarf.
I didn't see it either. I'm going to blame it on him.
Clearly he faded Job Dwarf, and it's not our fault for looking at other people. Definitely.
Yeah, it's not our fault we got moony-eyed. So Asuka has 2 sirens and is landing on the particular plot of land to use them. Did pick up 2 coffins from the Feymarch as well. Going to get some levels. I like getting these early levels. Don't mess around with running all over. You're right here You have a bunch of characters that would really benefit from these levels, especially that Yang and Ria. Just get it taken care of and kind of breeze through the siege.
Yeah, I don't hate getting 1 or 2 levels here. I would feel a little bit hesitant about doing a big grind here because we do have Fu, and Fu can handle a lot of things, and Sirens are not going to help him. But I definitely don't hate popping the 1 Siren there just to get Rydia online.
Our tracker, Stoppable Force, who's doing a wonderful job tracking everybody so far, makes this excellent point. On these flags, the key items are main key item locations and the moon, not in the summon locations, so not in Cape Hobbit, not in the Sylphs, and notably, not in the Fey March.
But now we can't get required Evil Leviathan. This makes me sad.
It does. And there's a heroine robe for sale in Tamra.
Now, unfortunately, heroine robes are very expensive, and I don't know if Asuka's done enough looting. Thank you, Asuka, for the Job Dwarf check. Job Dwarf is an educational therapist.
Very nice. And while I have the chance, I do want to thank our restreamer Solaris as well for getting all these pictures up onto your screen. 4 moving pictures at once. It's a miracle of modern technology.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It really is.
Dathis is defending Fabul, discovering that Rosa's the only way to really get through this. Harumph has his Earth Crystal. Tybalt doing some more looting and shopping on the overworld, visiting the city.
Yeah, I wonder what Tybalt is looking for. He has gotten through everything but the Baron Inn and the harp check on the overworld. It does look like Asuka's decided that she's not going to go back up to the overworld quite yet.
No, there's a lot of good loot in the dwarf castle. She's looting it out. Again, I don't know if she's looking for anything in particular, but there's some nice stuff down here. Maybe looking for just for money to pick up a heroine robe.
Yeah, looks like is considering diving right in to this dwarf castle check. I mean, does have a decent number of levels on this party. And with QuakeCon Fu, I could definitely consider taking these dwarf castle fights.
Yeah, 2 more bosses to level up that Fu. There are 2 more boss checks. That's a sparkle.
That is a sparkle. Which sparkle is it?
It could be D-Lunars. It could be Wyvern. It could be Plague.
Plague is not quakeable. Plague would be sad. It's Plague!
Well, at least there's Virus.
Yes, at least there's Virus. And Rosa will do double damage. No, Rydia does not have good spells. Rydia doesn't learn any good spells.
No, not until
Virus.
Until the second fight.
Yes, not yet.
It is a shame that that Kane isn't around to take care of this plague either.
It does look like Dathis and Harumph did check Sheila 1. And Harumph is going back down to Sylph Cave. And oh no. Oh no, Asuka. Plague is rude.
Dathis is in the area of Troya, and with that party rock in hand, is going to allow us to rate that treasury.
Wait, not yet. Okay, now we're going to go rate the treasury. Hello, adamant armor.
Yeah, I thought my eyes were deceiving me.
No, indeed, adamant armors are allowed in this flag set, and there's one right there. So,
Yeah, that's a 10 out of 10.
yeah, no, I think we have to rate that 10 out of 10. Obligatory 10 out of 10 because of adamant armor. No debates. The rest of the treasury was kind of meh, but it's an adamant.
Yeah, another Leviathan summon if you missed one. Otherwise, yeah, Adamant's the real draw there. Harump going back up to Sheila after checking that yarn with the pan, and that is a Baron key.
Ooh, more chains.
More chains.
Harump gets to do the harp into Zot into Baron triple combo if he wants to.
I just love efficiency.
So much routing efficiency.
It's like when you find a really good macro to use for your email processing or on your Word document. It's like, I can be so efficient.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Harump is heading at least straight for that treasury, wants to see what's in the goods, but Dathis has decided to forego the twin harp check and is going straight up to Tower of Zot.
Asuka made it through that plague.
It's another sparkle!
And it's a duplicate foo, no dupes on. That's really unfortunate.
It's not Wyvern! This is so rude.
We know the next sparkle has got to be Wyvern, but first we got to deal with these Lunars.
Fortunately, these Lunars are very quakeable.
Oh, Harump is going counterclockwise around the Troya treasury, going to find the adamant armor last.
Oh well.
A good way to end.
Yep.
Asuka is through those Lunars.
Tybalt being a runner of the people, also validating the seed. Excellent.
So Dathis, instead of going for music, going up that Tower of Zot, we'll see what Harump is going to make the trek through the woods and go up to Cave Magnus.
Yep, but Asuka found the Darkness Crystal.
It's moon time.
Yeah, Asuka has gained moon access long before any of the other runners on screen.
Yeah, we don't know if it's strictly required, but you have to think it is.
It's most likely.
Yeah.
It does gate the complete Cave Bahamut objective, and there are 8 bosses gated by that Darkness Crystal, let alone any of the key items that might be up on the moon.
Dathis finds Mylon Z as the first boss in the Tower of Zot.
That is not, not super scary.
You can't quake Mylon Z.
No, you cannot.
Good to remember, Mylon Z, famously a floating enemy, but that food does have Cure 4, and Mylon Z being undead is weak to that.
Yeah, I mean, can't you see that Mylon Z is flying? It's clearly hovering like a millimeter off the ground.
Yeah, you can clearly see the strings.
Yeah, you can see it in the sprite. I don't understand why there's all this confusion. But I guess we should probably start to talk about the fact that Harump has made it to the bottom of Cave Magnus, and so we're going to get some randomized music coming up pretty soon, and I guess we should probably be quiet in the near future.
I'd say we just keep on talking, because there are lots of things to talk about.
Well, I mean, we can talk about the Porum that Dathis is picking up in the Tower of Zot.
Talk about the coffins for sale in the Fey March.
We could talk about the Edward that's also joining Porum in the Tower of Zot. Or we could be quiet and listen to music.
Let's do it. Play us a tune, Spoony Bard. Okay, two things. One, Dathus has found the wyvern in the Tower of Zot. I did not see what the initial attack of that wyvern was, but Dathus is making his way through it. Two, Harumph, despite not checking the job dwarf, being the runner of the people, because King Queen Evelyn in that spot will change the music if you allow them to kill themselves. Harumph instead did enough damage to the Queen, to King Evelyn, that he just died by punches, and for that he's the real MVP. That was a wonderful rendition of the Final Fantasy IX overworld theme.
Yeah, and getting rewarded with a tower key, which opens up one more check in the lower Babel. Harumph will not have to do a keyless tower dive.
More efficiency. Dathus makes it through that wyvern. Meanwhile, Asuka did defend Fabul and also got that pan from Sheila.
Yep, we had a vanilla pan.
Yep. Tybalt doing his Sylph Cave chain.
Harumph heading up Zot now, and Dathus just getting a package.
It's possible that the package might prove useful. We do have an edge might be worth sitting through. I don't think we've seen anything good for Cecil. I don't know if Cecil would be worth sitting through.
Well, I mean,
not another food.
There could be something really cheeky hiding at the package.
There could be, but we all know that Antlion's going to be on the moon.
Oh, I was talking about D-Mist.
Oh, that is cheeky as well.
D-Mist hiding there, just casual. Well, D-Mist can't hold a gating chain, so no, D-Mist hiding there can't be required. Unless D-Mist hiding there holds, say, something like the Luca key, Antlion in Sealed Cave, with half a Forge in Sealed Cave as well.
Diabolical.
It's very unlikely.
Harumph getting that Rydia online with the Leviathan summon. Asuka with that Darkness Crystal in hand, the only one of our featured runners to have the Darkness Crystal at this point, is making the moon play.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, there's no point in holding off on these spots since you don't get a key item bonus for getting 10 key items, so you don't get any doubled experience later. If you can take these spots, you may as well take them.
Hourglass 2s for sale on the moon. Does pick up a couple. It seems like money hasn't been a huge issue for our runners tonight. The S standard shops having lots of nice things to buy. The loot, I think, has been good enough, even with that S quarter, that our runners could build up a nice little kitty. Harumph gets through Mylon Z. And that is a Quake Kid up on the moon. Might be a little too late to really make a difference, but Asuka welcomes him into her party. Harumph, meanwhile, has his own decision to make with the Porum and Edward. And Dath is going to give us the second harp music rendition. Harumph decides not to take 2 white mages, instead will take a bard in place of the little kid.
Oh, that's why we missed the witch burn. It was Shell.
Ah, well. So it's the Kanatsu attack.
Shh. There's music happening.
What is that nasty music?
Okay, we can talk now. The music is over. They became conscious and changed the music.
Yeah, that's usually the first thing I do when I become conscious is change whatever music is on.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, usually when I become conscious, there's an alarm going off, and I usually change that to being not an alarm and being silence instead.
Exactly. But Harumph taking that Baron Key, going to go up against the Mega Sisters very shortly. Asuka taking a Siren fight, a King Ryu fight on the moon. Asuka's really the only one of our featured runners who's done any kind of grinding so far.
Yeah, and that slingshotted Palom up really well. Palom got lit 3 off of that one fight.
But Asuka is in cave value. There's a mom bomb there. That's really ugly.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Fortunately, cave value isn't the fastest spot, so with enough levels, it should be relatively doable. But for now, this party is very slow and versus a very punchy spot. Not the best.
Sybil, meanwhile, will be the third of our restream runners to find the wonderful harp music in store.
Meanwhile, Harumph has dispatched the Maga Sisters in Baron Castle, is heading through those 2 checks, getting that taken care of. Well, it looks like Dathis has decided to head for... Oh, leaving a save outside Lower Babel. This is really heads up. And then going to go run the Pan. Or run the Sheila. I think run the Pan.
Dark Knight Cecil is on the Baron throne, which is kind of an alternate history of the vanilla game.
Yeah. I mean, he was canonically next in line. I guess they realized that the king was dead and gave it to Dark Knight Cecil, but we should be quiet for the 3rd rendition of this music. Okay, fine, Sheep Launcher. We can be quiet over the music. As long as we can talk quietly.
Oh, is this an ASMR stream now?
I think so.
Tybalt's exploring.
Tybalt's just giving us a little bit more of the music,
Love it.
because it's so good.
Rob made it through.
It does look like Asuka's going to take this Mom Bomb, though. That's interesting.
Yeah, and now I'm just wondering what a whispering Mom Bomb sounds like.
Oh no. I don't want this image in my head.
Exploding.
Harumph just got a Moonveil from getting through Baron Castle. That's not the reward you're looking for.
It fits with the particular flag set we're running, but
Ah yes, we can talk loudly now. Goodbye, King Queen Evelyn. Tybalt choosing to use Meteor.
it's very effective.
Yeah, yes, Meteor is very effective.
Harumph getting ready to do the keyless tower play with the key, which I think is the most effective way to do it.
Yeah, no, the 2 checks here. Dathis is heading into Baron Castle. Probably not going to be too excited to see the Moonveil here, but maybe Dathis will actually peek the Baron basement spot, which, while it is not a check that can yield a key item, is another place where a boss could be hiding, and we could have Antlion there. Although, we won't have Antlion there. Antlion's always on the moon.
And it's, it's just... we know our restreamer Solaris rolled the seed. We know that he does things that are memeable, and that's the meme. So,
Yeah.
case closed.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to race against your opponents. Well, sometimes you have to
never
race
mind.
against
Antlion
restreamers.
is at the top of tower.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
I do enjoy being wrong. I just don't enjoy being wrong, like, that quickly.
Yeah, no, I would have liked it to be a little bit later than just, oh, by the way, here's your Antlion.
Antlion up here will have some punch, but this spot does not have a very high physical attack, just has a ton of HP.
Yeah. The counters will be annoying at best. They might even miss a lot of the time since they're magic-based, and the magic here is not great. It does look like Harumph did take the cane from Baron Castle.
Yeah, Harumph ditched that Edward for that cane.
Perfectly justifiable. Edward without a spoon is sad bard noises.
But yeah, Harumph having no issue with this. Antlion has an adamant armor, has Fu with nuke, just a matter of time.
Yep. 4 simultaneous boss fights happening, although 2 of those just wrapped up. Tybalt is through the Mylon Z in the Tower of Zot, and Dathis will be getting his cane. We'll see. I know Dathis is a big cane fan, so we'll see what he chooses to do. And Harumph has found a hook.
Not the darkness crystal he was looking for, but that's no mode. We know that Harumph needs to go to Dwarf Castle to get that darkness crystal, and then head to Cape Bahamut to get that regular crystal.
That's true. We do have no mode, so we know that anytime Asuka spends on the moon, after this Mom Bomb fight, unless she finds both halves of Forge up here, is not going to be helping her.
But Asuka doing a nice job with this Mom Bomb fight, taking her way through it slowly, but has blinks up on a bunch of her characters, doing some solid damage.
Yeah, is really making good progress through this Mom Bomb fight.
Yeah, like we said, it's not easy, but did get a bunch of experience from those double life glitched King Ryus, and is really making nice work. Harumph going back down the tower finds Leviathan in the cannon room.
Yep. Looks like it's hesitating, or is that? No, just a little hiccup.
Yeah. I don't.
Everything is fine.
Yeah, I don't think Harumph would hesitate at that Leviathan.
Hey, Leviathan is scary. Leviathan does 25% of your health as damage as an opening attack. If you're really weak from the top of tower, Leviathan can wipe you.
Sure. That's true. Not as bad as an Ogopogo in that spot, but yeah, it can be really lethal if you are not prepared. But Harumph makes it through. Asuka makes it through that Mom Bomb and is the first to complete Cave Bahamut. Just gets an Assassin Dagger. We knew she wasn't going to get a key item from it, but that Assassin Dagger, not what you want to see.
Yeah, not a great reward from that Cave Bahamut. Dathis, meanwhile, is heading through Dwarf Castle now, looking like he's going to be trying to get his Darkness Crystals quickly, although we do know that Top of Tower also has the goods.
Tybalt is doing his Twin Harp to Earth Crystal to Baron Key efficiency play.
Yep, and there was... So we had value at the top of both towers today.
That's true.
I would like to point that out. We had value at the top of both towers.
And I just want to point out, that's a legend sword from the cannon room. Moon is haunted.
This is... And Asuka's making a play that I think will be good for her. She's left the moon. She's gone. She's done with the moon. She's decided, I'm going to come back to the blue planet and do stuff down here, which is really good for her. Because there is nothing else up on the moon. Other than maybe an adamant. But we don't really need that.
Yeah. I do want to point out, now that we have the benefit of hindsight, Keyless Tower would have been a very defensible play, and in fact, it would have worked like it does 100% of the time.
What are you talking about? Keyless Tower is just always works. It's not a risky play at all. It's not a gamble. You just do Keyless Tower.
It works every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. Never goes wrong.
Harumph going into Dwarf Castle, going to find the good news of the two Sparkles, that he doesn't care which they are anymore because he already has defeated that Wyvern and that Ogopogo.
Meanwhile, Asuka is chasing this pan to see what's through the pan. Let's hope for her sake that she continues through and does at least a Zod and Lower Babel check.
Harumph facing that plague with a base level cane, which kind of seems like a waste.
Yep. Kane at least will get some levels here.
Dathis has the Darkness Crystal and now has a big decision to make.
Yeah, do you climb up the tower with the tower key, or do you go to the moon? Looks like he's headed for tower.
And that's going to prove to be a very sound play.
Or is leaving a save outside tower again.
That's a little bonk.
That's a bonk.
Let those of us who have never done that cast the first stone. I have no stones in my hand.
Neither do I.
Harumph is through those lunars. And Harumph is going to get his Darkness Crystal and Harumph is in really good shape here.
Yeah, Harumph is in very good shape to clear through the rest of the seed. We'll have to do some sort of grind to get up to Zeromus ready levels, but just has to take on that Mom Bomb, and then Harumph will have his crystal.
I have not seen Sirens for sale, which means it could be in that Cave Evelyn shop.
This is true, but Harumph does have the hook as a result of doing the top of tower. So if they are for sale this seed, our runners will have access to them.
Yep, and Harumph knows he needs to go to the Value Cave anyway. Could decide to load up on hourglasses from, I believe, Palmer had hourglasses, and see what's for sale. Maybe Sirens and Bacchuses in Cave Evelyn before he goes to the moon, never to return.
Yeah. Tybalt making the play into Barren Basement to see what this boss is.
I did say Harumph might go up to the moon, never to return. Harumph does have the pass, and it is a little bit faster from...
That's a freebie in Barren Basement that we don't have to fight. Sorry, Bahamut.
Then we're going to check that package boss. Asuka, despite having not done either Tower of Zot or Cave Magnus, going to go ahead and chase that Baron Key from Sheila 2.
It might be hoping that she can find one of the bosses here and be able to just not have to deal with the Harp or the Tower of Zot. Unfortunately, we know that there is an objective in the Tower of Zot, and if she doesn't do Harp, she'll have to make a keyless tower play, which is a little less likely than a play into the lower Babel with the tower key, but still very possible.
Harumph getting his hovercraft. Now, the other thing from the hook route is there's a chance at another character. You can't grab a level 1 character to be your agility anchor because Hero is on, and that Rosa is going to be your agility anchor. But Harumph's party is Rosa, Fu, Yang, Kane, and I believe
Rydia.
And Rydia, yeah. So Bacchus' Sirens and Silkwebs in that shop. So
that is your hey, here's all of the tools you need to go fight Zeromus in one shop.
So is this a party you would be comfortable taking to Zeromus, Zena?
Yeah. I mean, I would rather have someone else other than Rydia. I feel like we've got a good weapon for Kane. We've got Young just needs levels. Rosa will be fine. I mean, this is fine. I would rather have someone else that's not Rydia, but we haven't really seen a good Zerker. And there's no 10 key item bonus, so it's a little bit annoying to grind up for any sort of reflex strats.
Right, and it's too late to use that slingshot ability, really. We haven't seen a good Zerker, but there may have been one at the end of the hook route, but Harumph decides not to invest that time. Instead, we'll try and find somebody on the Lunar Dais. But we know that's a vanilla Fu up there, and that will be no help.
Yeah, unfortunately. Tybalt, in doing all the boss checks, has stumbled across the correct boss in the form of Antlion at the top of tower. We'll still have to do Dwarf Castle.
Dathus in Cave Bahamut is staring down these King Ryus to get some more levels.
Yep, Asuka heading into Barren Basement just to peek the boss, make sure that this isn't Antlion or Wyvern.
So Dathis has a really interesting party, a full reflect strat party here. All mages, all mages is Dathis's team. Going to be going to have a little bit of a tough time against that Mom Bomb, maybe.
With 3 casters of Blink, I don't think the Mom Bomb will be too terribly tough. However, I do think that there will be some issues with getting these mages up to the proper levels for Zeromus. Because it takes a lot of experience to get up to those top spells, and we don't get a 10 key item bonus, which is normally huge for getting mages up to the proper experience levels.
That Paladin did gain 24 levels, but that Paladin can't slingshot anymore, and he's still only at level 34.
Yeah, and 10 Sirens against King Ryu's with... If you get double life glitches, that's plenty, but if you don't get the double life glitches, that's only going to be 900,000 experience, and with the levels you got earlier in the seed, that might be enough to get Rydia up to nuke, but that's also 10 double gold dragon fights that you have to sit through.
And Dathis doesn't even have access to all those Sirens yet.
These are not slow, or these are not fast fights. These take a little bit of time.
Oscar making the dive into Cave Magnus. Tybalt on his way out of lower battle.
Yep. Our runners are just kind of clearing out checks that the others have already done. So while they're doing that, I'd like to give another shout out to Solaris for putting on this whole show, restreaming our racers tonight, and to Stopwell Force for keeping us straight in the booth with tracking and lighting up all these buttons.
Yeah, and getting back into community races, it really can't be understated how a clutch tracker who does a great job tracking 4 players at once can be. So thank you, Stoppable Force.
Yeah, and to answer question in chat, Ice 2 is not particularly slower. It's definitely not the slowest spell, but it's kind of the right nice point of delay where it's enough delay that you can get a couple of life pots off, but not so much delay that the first life pot is guaranteed to miss. And really any of the level 2 elemental spells will work for that. It's just Ice 2 is the one that's most commonly used.
Because the actual spell itself, the spell effect itself is the quickest, is that right?
I believe so. I believe the animation is the fastest, but not by a ton.
Yeah, it's not as big of a difference between, say, Ice 3 and Fire 3.
Yeah. Yeah, the level 2 all spell animations are not, none of those are terribly long. But Asuka, oh shoot, we have to be quiet again. There's music happening.
We've heard a lot of music. Oh, fine.
Wait, never mind. There's no music anymore. It's fine. We can talk loudly again.
Okay, great.
There's Asuka tore right through that King Queen Evelyn.
Yeah, a nuke to King Evelyn right in the face, which, I know they were genetic experiments, but I don't really think they deserve that.
Yeah, I don't know. Gets her tower key.
And so we'll see if, because Asuka's now on a little bit of a chain chase, we'll see if she continues to follow that along.
Yeah, we'll see if she goes right for Zot. It looks like is at least stop. Oh, I think meant to go into Zot. Yep, is heading into Troya at least. We'll see if she goes for the treasury, or nope, just going straight for Zot, fading that treasury and fading that adamant armor.
So, and this got brought up in chat, but, you know, Dathis has a party for reflex strats. Harumph's party looks like it could be a good one for hybrid strats. With the lack of double experience for the 10 key items, do you give any thought to doing lower level 1200 HP strats here?
I don't think 1200 HP strats are particularly viable, just because of the lack of experience. We still have a pretty decent grind. I would say it's probably faster to just grind up and do some sort of Zerker hybrid strat. Not necessarily with access to all the big spells, but with access to a White Spear Cane and a decently powerful Yang, I'd be willing to commit to some sort of Zerker fight. Although I can see the merits of a 1200 strats here. 1200 strats just are also a little bit slow.
Harumph getting off some nice life potions against still living King Ryu's, which is always a little bit of a feel bad.
Yep. It looks like Tybalt is headed to the giant. This isn't a boss hunt because we know Tybalt has defeated Wyvern, Ogo, and Antlion, and has access to cave value, so this might be a deep money grind.
Yeah, I didn't see who particularly is in his party. He is cycling through. He does have that Palom. The D-Machine grind is the most efficient way to slingshot that.
Yeah, it looks like Tybalt's on basically all mages with a Yang in there. And if he's been keeping Rydia low level, that can really speed up the grind in terms of getting Rydia at least to nuke. And especially if Palom is a more recent addition. This could be a double slingshot, potentially, to get two very powerful casters online.
Asuka finds Eddie tied up. Don't want to imply anything from that.
Oh, that's a Porum, not a Palom.
Okay.
And she is not low level.
Nope, that Rydia though is still at level 1.
Although actually Porum looks like to be low enough level for a slingshot. So we might have a double slingshot here.
Harumph through with his grind, going back into the big whale to sleep it off. Dathis gets through the Mom Bomb, will get his Assassin Dagger and his third objective.
Yep. Dathis now just looking for Antlion or both halves of Forge. And it looks like Tybalt has found the D-Money grind.
I'm glad you're confident in that.
To explain what a slingshot is, there's a mechanic in this game, or that we've added in the randomizer, that a character who is 5 levels or more below the median party level gets doubled experience from any fight that they're in. So for a grind like this, where basically you're doing the entire grind in one fight, that means you can get doubled experience for the entire grind on up to 2 characters, because the median character will be the 3rd lowest level. So right now, I believe Tybalt's levels are Fu's in the 50s, Yang and Rosa are right around 30. Porum is in the low 20s, so is in slingshot range, and then Rydia is level 1, so she is also going to get a slingshot. So basically, Porum and Rydia will be getting twice as much experience as what's displayed at the end of this grind fight. But that was a horseman, so no thank you.
Nope, you can't do it with that.
I mean, you could. It would take a lot longer. But you could.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not like we're in a race or anything. Yeah, and the reason the slingshot is so important in these flags is normally there's another way to get extra experience to level up the face Aromas here, and that's when you have 10 key items. Automatically, every single fight you get gets you double experience on all of your still living party members. That flag is turned off for these things, so our runners really are hurting for ways to get experience efficiently, and so that makes the D-Machine grind just that much more appealing.
Yep. Being able to shorten this grind in any way you can, really, especially with getting Porum and Rydia get doubled experience, is just huge.
So Asuka going through with this package check, doesn't know where Antlion is, so could be looking out for the boss. Hopefully she remembers that the no dupes flag is on. But if there's a D-Mist hiding behind here that, say, has an Adamant Rock, that could be a big break for her.
That could, well, she would then have to do a Penguinator special, which is going into the tower, doing the Super Cannon boss, and then fading the top of tower for that to pay off, because she's already got all the other objectives other than Antlion done. Although, it could be like a Perseus bow or Perseus arrows, which could be nice.
Rumpf gets through that Mom Bomb and is the first runner on Restream to get the crystal. Rumpf is in go mode. And we are getting a reminder in chat. If this flag set looks like fun to you and you think of another flag set that you think everybody should run, let us know.
Yes.
The Free Enterprise website. Oh, look at that D-Mist!
That's amazing!
The cheekiest of cheeky D-Mist. And Rydia takes down the D-Mist with a whip.
Oh,
Brutal.
This is amazing! I love this play by Asuka so much.
So Asuka, even if it doesn't pay out, does...
That is super cheeky.
Yes. It's worth it.
Yes, for sure. Definitely worth it. I want this to be the Adamant now, just for the heck of it.
Rumpf looking at his levels, most of his party members in the low 40s, and he decides he's ready. He's going to Zeromus.
Yep. Dathis, meanwhile, has obtained his crystal from the top of tower, defeating Antlion there. Asuka finds a Luca key. That could lead to things.
Go fetch.
The good thing about the Luca key is you do get to see the key item before you fight the boss, and there are no boss gating key items left other than the hook.
Yeah, Asuka doesn't know where that
Asuka will not find down there. So she can only find things that she cannot use without the hook. The only key item that would gate anything would be the rat tail for her at this point, and the rat tail can't gate the hook because you need the hook to turn in the rat tail. So she knows that anything she finds down here is either value or not, and there won't be any more further chains, which is very good for her. But I believe we have a question that we should be asking right about now.
Yeah, Harumph is using that pass to get to Zeromus. Zeromus is always going to be in the same spot, can't move him around, but what we do, well, I say we like I have anything to do with it. What Skalakitty mostly does is give Zeromus a makeover. There are over 527 different Zeromus sprites in the queue, and we have a question to determine which one. Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
I would like to add the second follow-up question, which is butt cute? Dathis with the Job Dwarf check. Thank you so much, Dathis, for checking Job Dwarf.
Is the derriere going to be fair? Is the butte gonna be cute?
There's so much suspense. Oh, and Asuka just gets a crystal ring.
It still doesn't know where that antlion is, so it's going to check this boss.
Mylon and friends.
Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to leave, Mylon and friends.
Mylon and friends were very secretive today. They locked themselves in their clubhouse and then gave the key to Rydia's mom. And then Rydia's mom hid behind the package.
They really don't want to get a raid from the cops, and I don't blame them. But Zeromus is a trash can.
It's the trash can from the menu. It's Trashimus. But Asuka is headed in the right direction. Is headed up Lower Babil. Should be getting her crystal as soon as she finishes this antlion fight.
And Tybalt has his levels.
Yeah, those are levels. Those are definitely levels.
This Zeromus can be thrown to defeat Mylon C.
Yes,
that's what you do.
You can do that in the vanilla speedrun. I would like to mention we did have a first and second place finisher right around when Harumph entered this Zeromus fight. Antidale finished the race in first place with a time of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 10 seconds. And just behind him, Rybon finished with a time of 1:13, 12 seconds.
Wow.
Just a 2-second difference.
GG's to both of them. They're too good, it's not fair.
It does look like Harumph is going for some sort of 1200 strats here with vampires.
Yeah, using reflected... using Star Veils to reflect Zeromus' nukes, using vampires. Interesting play.
Yeah, I mean, grinding up a whole bunch extra just takes too much time. Just don't bother with it. Just do 1200 strats. Sometimes you just can't be bothered to grind. Because grinding is slow.
It is. And Dathis appears to be ready to take on this Zeromus as well.
Yep.
Heading up to Troya, gonna load up on last minute supplies. Nerfed that Big Bang, a little bit of a high roll for a nerf, but I believe that Rydia has that adamant armor, and or maybe it's the Rosa that has the adamant armor, and either way, all 5 party members stay up.
And the nice thing about the vampires is you can use them to heal up after the Big Bang. Only trouble is you do have to stop using them at some point because any direct damage to Zeromus will tip him into his second phase beyond a certain point. And you generally don't want to tip him into the second phase because he gains a whole bunch more HP.
That's the dreaded HP refill that Harumph will be looking to avoid. That involves math, and we'll see if Harumph's counting skills are up to par. Asuka, meanwhile, defeats that Antlion has her crystal.
We'll see if she even bothers with the Super Cannon Room. I expect not.
Asuka never did Mount Ordeal, so does not have the pass. We'll have to make that walk.
This is true. Oh, she did already do the Super Cannon. Okay, thank you, Stoppable. We've been focusing on this 1200 fight. Because Zeromus is the big flashy fight. We have to focus on it.
Yes.
Even though it's really fairly formulaic. It's just this trash can is going to try to microwave the party a whole bunch and then end up microwaving itself.
Yeah, Zeromus won't listen even if we wanted to tell him to stop hitting himself.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's such he doesn't know. Yeah, oh my goodness. I know I for one do not want to eat whatever is in this microwave trash.
No.
No. No thank you.
Tybalt gets through that Mom Bomb fairly easily, has his crystal, so all 4 runners have their crystal and are going to be on their way to Zeromus.
Yep, it looks like Harumph is switching over from vampires over to antidotes, because Zeromus, as it turns out, doesn't like it when you think he's poisoned. You think you're trying to do a nice thing for him by curing his poison, and Zeromus is insulted. How dare you think that he has a status effect on him? And so he tries to nuke you.
You know what the antidote looks like to me? It looks like just a cloud of perfume. And you ever like walk through a department store and the perfume counter people try and spray you with stuff, and it's like, get me out of here.
Oh my goodness, yes. That is exactly. I understand Zeromus now. I completely understand all of Zeromus's motivations now.
I just want some pants. Get out of here.
Does this mean we're the bad guys for continuing to spritz perfume in his face?
Well, I mean, he started it.
That is true. He kind of like tried to like gather all the crystals to do evil things.
Stoppable, of course, mentioning Asuka also buying vampires, and Dathis' levels really indicate 1200 strats to me there as well.
Yeah, 1200 strats where Rydia will probably not survive, and Palom might not survive, and also Porum might not survive, but it's also okay.
Tybalt on his way to meet the big boss at the end. Tybalt has the levels to do a more conventional Z fight. We'll see if he can make up enough time.
Yeah, Tybalt's Z fight is likely to be faster than either Harumph's or Dathis's, but Harumph and Dathis both have a head start on this Z fight. Particularly Harumph has a pretty sizable head start.
Yeah, and Harumph looks to be a little bit safer in his HP totals than Dathis is, so Tybalt might be able to overcome Dathis with either making up time or a Dathis wipe, but Harumph is in the catbird seat among our featured runners here.
Indeed.
And now all hands on deck reflecting spells for Harumph.
Yeah, it looks like he might have run out of Star Veils and is having to switch over to pivot to reflect strats at the end of this fight, which is a little bit spooky.
Gets an elixir up on that Fusoya to buff up his MP.
Fu and Yang should survive this Big Bang, and that's really the only people that Harump needs. Yang having the Star Veil up, and Fu having nukes. Although Ridio getting this virus off would be nice.
Tybalt's Porum has white. Very nice.
Yep. That I believe Tybalt has all the big spells. This is going to be a fairly standard reflect strats here on Tybalt's side, but Harump is done. That virus but Hexbox staying up there means that Harump has finished in first place on a restream, third place overall with a time of 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 48 seconds. GG's to Harump, and we'll see if we can get him in here for an interview.
That was really nicely done. Well done to Rump, finishing third overall, first on the restream. In this, the flag set was a little bit of a challenge, but Harump made it look pretty easy. And we're joined by Harump. GG.
Thanks.
Any initial thoughts on, just general thoughts on the seed?
The only general thought was that this one went a lot more smoothly than the one on Monday. The Monday one was probably the worst free impact race I've ever done in quite a while. So I found I needed to redeem myself a little bit here. Probably didn't need to go with vampire strats, but I wanted to play it safe here because I wasn't sure how the agility was going to play out. Because he was going to put out okay damage. Yang was going to put out okay damage. Probably could have done, Zerka probably would have been faster here, but wanted to fool around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the strat you took ended up being one that worked for you, and I don't think you lost any places in the race for it.
Yeah, like the rest of the seed here actually went really smoothly, surprisingly. Nothing really.
Yeah, it seemed to line up pretty well with what you wanted to do. The efficient plays seemed to be the correct ones. Talk us through that mid game when you were able to chain together that Twin Harp, that Earth Crystal, that Baron Key, and get some good stuff from each.
Yeah, like after the vanilla pan, it's like right, like the plan was the plan at that point was just to chain, do your regular chain Twin Harp, so loot Twin Harp, Zot into Baron here because it was all fairly straight line. For the most part, you don't have to move around and all that here. Pan took me on a bit of a detour here, so we decided to check the freebie just in case. Yeah, like normally here I don't usually see stuff lay out that smoothly here, so it was a refreshing change. And seeing an adamant armor in the treasury was adamant armors are overpowered and overrated at the same time. That's my feeling towards it here, but I'm not going to say no to one here, and it was not sure if putting it on Rosa was the best play, but it worked out.
So I think that's a spicy thing you just said. How are adamant armors overrated?
Adamant armors a lot of time can be a bit of a win more. They're nice to have, but if you have the right, if you have other gear here to work around here, I don't think you lose or you gain that much time off of it. I think it's more knowing how to take on each, having an idea of how to take on each spot here. As opposed and working with the equipment you have, as opposed to So you don't necessarily. Well, I think the gist of it, you don't necessarily need. You don't. Adamant armors certainly make things easier here, but they're not. But they don't necessarily make a break. You know, like, in terms of how much time you gain. But maybe that's just me with playing Supermarket Sweep on ladder here, where added armors are nice here, but I don't think it necessarily makes you go any faster here if you have the other gear that can get you. Yeah, can do the same. That can get you to point from point A to point B quickly as well.
The only other thing I have to ask is, how nice is it when the required Wyvern decides to cast Shell?
It's one of the better spells. Not Vision would be one I would take over Shell here, but I'm not going to complain. If any Wyvern attack here, quote unquote attack here that doesn't do anything to my party is a good one, a good draw.
Yeah, I think we can agree there. I don't have any I don't have any further questions other than I guess for a seed that for spikes that called to the moon and back, we sure didn't need to do anything on the moon.
Yeah, I didn't look at the spoiler log to see here what where the adamant would have been. But
we can see it right now. It would have been at the Crystal Sword altar, so you would have had to go to the moon for that. But that's the only thing in the entire lunar subterranean.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's to the moon for a quick stop, I guess.
yeah, just a quick stop by Cave Value, and then leave forever and never return.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
anything. Yeah, straightforward.
That's all I have.
Yeah, well, congratulations again, Harumph, for finishing third place overall, first place on the Restream Runners. Give Harumph and all of our runners a follow, but well done, Harumph. GG's.
All right, thanks. And we can't say. I have to say, give a shout out here to our broadcast team tonight here: Sheep Launcher, Xenocat on comms, Stoppable Force, keeping track of everyone's progress, and Solaris putting together here the pretty pictures with the restream today.
Yep.
Without them,
thank you for joining us here in the booth, and thank you for running with us tonight.
Thanks.
And we saw on screen Tybalt finishing in fourth place with a time of 1:26:04. We'll get Tybalt in for an interview. While we have a second Dakar Smash finished in fifth place with a time of 1:28:38. Beer Nerd finished in sixth, 1:29:45. Microcorgs finished in seventh, 1:29:47. And Flurry 14 finished in eighth with a time of 1:30:24.
Yeah, but it looks like we are now joined by Tybalt, so GG's to you, Tybalt, on getting through that seed as quickly as you did.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite an impressive Z fight. You were the only runner on stream or on the broadcast who did a D Machine grind. Tell us about your thought process for when you decided to get that grind accomplished.
So my whole thought process, once I saw, I got Rydia, I had Fu, and I have Rosa, I've got Yang, so I've got pretty much almost the complete making of a Reflexstrat team. I was hoping for Palom, but I guess in a pinch I can deal with his sister. So
Palom
I knew
was on the moon, dude.
Oh no! Palom was at the altar. I had thought about checking that.
We're also joined by Dathis, who finished in ninth place with a time of 1:31:06. GG's Dathis.
GG's. I completely forgot about the D Machine grind. The Lollyho League has implemented Vanilla Giant in my brain.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there, it's like I'll slingshot Rydia up to nuke and in the process get enough to get Porum and hopefully Rosa up to white and have 2 nukes in white for Z. Unfortunately, Rosa did not get white, and I was a little sad, but I had the curse ring, so I could at least have a decent anchor for the Z fight.
I did 1200 HP strats for the first time ever.
Yeah, we saw you made it.
Look, Zerm's died. That's all that matters.
On your first time, great. That's doing better than you could ask for a first 1200 strats, honestly.
I'm just gonna call it modified Fu and Palump. Fu's like, here, kid, this is how it's done, and then runs out of MP. It's like, all right, now we just throw these at it.
That works.
Not to mention the treasury was also saying, "Do reflect."
Oh
With
yeah.
two Sork robes, adamant, Lilith rods. Just here's all the mage gear. Go.
I think I found 6 different mage rods to the seed.
Yeah, there was a lot of mage gear this seed for sure. But yeah, goodness, any
So,
other thought?
Tybalt, I
go ahead.
wanted to say that you were also the only person on stream who ran around the Cave Magnus in order to give us some of that lovely harp music.
Like I always said, if you're not gonna get first, you might as well meme it up. And I know I'm not the fastest runner, so it's like I'll do every meme possible. Job dwarf, treasury, run around the twin harp, fade dwarf until near the end, fade the fan, steal them all.
Absolutely. If you ain't memeing, are you really dreaming?
Exactly. Memes are the backbone of this community.
I mean, we race these to have fun.
I saw the drain sword. I'm like, where's my Cecil? Where's my Avenger? I want to do it again.
Unfortunately, it was not meant to be.
So sad.
Neither of you checked the package boss.
Oh no, not at all.
With no dupes on.
Would you like to know who was there?
Sure. Please tell me it was D-Mist.
It was D-Mist.
Absolutely. What did D-Mist have?
The Luca key, which led to nothing. It led to Mylon and Friends' secret party hideout.
I was hoping for the Luca key to do a door grind because, again, I completely forgot about Vanilla Giant. Like, I don't want to go up there.
Yeah. No. But yeah, though, the Luca key was behind the demystic package, and if you went down there, you could get a crystal ring. And have fun with Mylon and Friends.
Oh boy. I'm so excited. He can stay down there as Lord of the Underworld.
So I have a question: was it the arrows or was it the bow for the forge? If we know.
We do not know.
No.
Oh,
No
yeah.
one forged. Because
Yeah,
no one dove the LSD.
I kind
And-
of skipped it. Where is it on the spoiler log?
The crystal sword altar was the adamant.
Oh,
Yeah, no one was getting that.
I'm gonna go visit that later just for curiosity's sake now. Yeah, there was no reason to with Antlion at top of tower and
It's like
Wyvern
Top
like,
of tower,
on your
go
way.
beat Zot, do the K value, and then the other one was just in Baron. Like that, Ogo Pogo was just required. You had to go through that.
That Baron in was fantastic. I was like, oh, hello Ogo, meet my friend Fusoya.
I guess you could say the twin towers had the value.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Dang right.
Yep, you can't forget about him. Well, Tybalt and Dathis, GG's again. That was really entertaining to watch, and thanks for joining us here on this Friday night community race.
No problem. Thanks for the restream and the tracking and all the commentary. I know you all do wonderful commentary. We always learn new things every single time.
Absolutely. And yeah, you guys. I'm assuming you guys put on a hell of a show. Gonna be excited to see what it's like afterwards.
Well, we couldn't have done that without you. So thank you for running for us.
Yeah, and we were able to learn what Mom Bomb sounds like whispering. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Have a good one.
Yep. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Anyway, Asuka is into her Z fight now. Looks like is managing this 1200 strats pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know how much experience Asuka has with 1200 HP strats.
Asuka is very experienced with low-level strats. I'm aware. I have been in many a stream of hers, and
I know she
She's-
wants to downplay her own abilities, but she is very talented.
yes, she goes out of the way to try to do the toughest Zeromus fights that she can and try to make them work. So this is a fairly standard 1200 strats for her. I don't think she'll have any issues with it.
Do want to again thank Dathis and Tybalt and Harumph and Asuka, the meme team.
Truly the meme team.
And Asuka pulls out that vampire on that Palom with 1 HP left.
I mean, perfectly calculated.
Too blessed to be stressed.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Everything is under control. It's fine.
Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined.
Unfortunately, we are going to eat one counter nuke here. Goodbye, Palom.
You know, pulled back from the brink, but couldn't do it forever, I guess.
Yep. Not to worry, though. 1200 strats are just as easy with 3 party members as they are with 4. Pretty much.
So while Asuka is doing the 3-member strategy, do want to remind you that we have more races on the Free Enterprise channel coming up this weekend. We have wacky races at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, Saturday, and the Sunday Slapdash is at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday before we return to our weekly community races at 8 p.m. on Monday. So stuff on the Free Enterprise channel all weekend. Wacky races, especially. It's our new club. They're lots of fun. A different wacky flag every week, and this week it's the Omnidextrous flag.
Yeah, it'll be definitely a fun time in the... Oh, there, Scala is pointing out, we have a wheel. We have a wheel. It's great.
Wheel of wackiness. Turn, turn, turn.
Yes.
Tell us what flags we should burn. I mean, if we're going to adopt Animaniacs style shenanigans, we should do good idea, bad idea.
I think we should burn the vintage flag. I like that idea. Burn the vintage flag.
You know, sometimes you really just want to spend an extra second puzzling what the spell really says.
That's fair. No, Scala, you're right. Board worked very hard on vintage. We shouldn't burn it, but also it has accessibility issues. The vintage flag is a very controversial flag. But it's been around for long enough that it's okay. As long as it doesn't get turned on in Mystery, it's fine.
It's time for another good idea, bad idea. Good idea. Getting served breakfast in bed. Bad idea. Getting served Big Bangs in bed.
Wait, I have an idea. How about good witch burn, bad witch burn? Good witch burn. Retreat. Bad witch burn. Odin.
Good Witch Burn. Ice 1. Bad Witch Burn. glance.
Good witch burn. Fission. Bad witch burn. Meteo. And it looks like Asuka is done. Got through those 1200 strats efficiently. Asuka finished this race in 11th place with an official time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 32 seconds. GG's to Asuka424.
Yeah, I do want to point out that Rex Banner came in 10th place with a time of 1:40, but we're going to get Asuka in here for an interview.
Yeah, while we're seeing if we can get Asuka in here for an interview, I would like to take this time to shout out Asuka's GDQ run of Resogun in SGDQ. Oh, Asuka's here now. Shout-out's over. GG's on that seed, Asuka.
Hello.
Yeah, Asuka, you did those 1200 HP strats, took it to it like a fish to water.
Asuka, we cannot hear you.
Probably because I'm on push to talk.
That would do it, yes. Okay.
Oh, it's 1200's easy, to be honest. You just have to count. I could have been finished a lot sooner, but if you couldn't tell by my waffling, I was, well, terrified.
I mean, I will say you made some pretty good plays. You were our first runner underground by just a hair. Just a hair ahead of Dathis. You were the first one to take out Mom Bomb.
Well, that was just me being kind of YOLO.
Yeah, I mean it worked. You got through the fight.
Yeah, I'm upset with myself because I know I could have finished significantly sooner, and I haven't really looked at the race room yet, and I haven't looked at the stream, and I'm assuming I'm the last one to finish on race stream again because I just got scared because I know I can do 1200. They're, like I said, they're easy. You just count. And I know I can do it, and I just should have kept looking for the star veils, and then I saw the sirens, and then I got more scared.
Yeah, most of our runners ended up not just doing 1200 strats, except for Tybalt, who actually did a D machine grind up to and slingshotted Iridia and Porum up to Nuke and White, and then did Pure Reflect.
Yeah, I saw the comp, and I knew I was going to be extremely uncomfortable the entire race because I hate mages, and I think they should be banned from Free Enterprise. I'm very much team Zerk strats, or team Eddie, or team Cheeky strats, not mages. I can't stand them, and I'm just getting mage after mage after mage, and I'm sitting at my computer monitor going, I hate this. I saw Iridia and I was like, would they hate me if I forfeited on stream? I'm just that uncomfortable. This whole seed was, okay, I'm really uncomfortable and I don't want to do this. Well, you put yourself in here, so you might as well finish it.
Yeah, I mean, you got through the seed. You showed us that cheeky demystic package, which we were very excited for, that it might lead to the adamant.
Yeah, I was hoping for something fun, but
unfortunately, it did not pay off.
The checks I usually make during races don't. I've noticed. But
Yeah,
that's
but
random.
you did fade ordeals, which especially with the starting Fu was a little bit of a risky play, but that kind of allowed you to get to other checks more quickly, and it's why you were the first one, for example, to get the Darkness Crystal. So was that your intention, just to never go up the mountain if you didn't have to?
No. It was I think it was Bigan that gave me virus, and I know probably my biggest weakness is I can execute things, but I know very little about the game. Like, I'm not smart like all y'all. Like, that you can spew out 80,000 stats in this game. I'm just, oh, this is a sword. This is a star veil. This is what they do. And that's it. So I've been told I have to start learning all those billions of stats if I want to not be terrible at this game. But I got virus and I just went to Baron because I had like no characters. I saw, who was it there? Ogopogo. The virus did 2,000 and change, and that's one of the few spots I actually know the HP for. So I was like, oh, okay, I just have to survive to another virus. And then it was Magma Key. But yeah, and then I just forgot about ordeals.
Yeah, it just had a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever.
There were some bosses up there. They weren't particularly nice. They weren't particularly rude. They were bosses.
Yeah, they weren't needed.
No, they weren't. I mean, it was like Kaipo guards, something at back attack that was like a real boss, and then Water Hag.
Yeah, not needed.
No, nothing needed. You didn't miss an objective, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, but I've continued my tradition of finishing last, so I'm consistent.
Hey, all the cool kids finished last on Restream.
No, you two don't.
I am definitely finished last on Restream multiple times.
You two are really good. Hush. All y'all are really good.
Look, I finished last on Restream like last Saturday, Asuka.
Well, I still think you're really, really good. And yeah, y'all are really good. I'm pretty much racing against people I have no business racing against, and that's kind of the nature of the beast. So yeah, I'm okay with it.
Well, now that we've defeated you with logic, you have to accept our congratulations that you are a very good runner, and congratulations on your finish tonight.
I tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. The next time I don't finish either last in a race or last on Restream, I will acknowledge it. I won't agree, but I will acknowledge it. But I will still put whole bunches of compliments on all of y'all because you're really good. Deal?
Right.
Fine. It's okay. We all know that you're I mean, we all know that you're a great gamer anyway, because of your 5 world records in Resogun. Be sure to tune into Asuka's SGDQ run of Resogun. It's going to be fantastic.
I guess.
You'll do great.
I know I will. Yeah.
And you'll raise a lot of money for a good cause.
True.
But that is any. I'm trying to think of like specifics. Any other thoughts about the seed before we let you go?
It wasn't too hard, really. I just need to stop being scared of being a very tiny guppy in a pool of a lot of sharks, because I'm gonna be kicking myself immensely for a very long time because I know I could have done that significantly faster. And so that's bugging me. Like, it wasn't honestly, Monday's race was harder in terms of the actual seed. So yeah, I just need to stop being a coward. I need to stop being like Edward, all right? But that being said, to those watching, yeah, y'all are awesome. Let this be a lesson to you that they're okay with people that are still learning to join in on the fun, and they're super welcoming. So please, like, give them tons of love. Give love to Sheep and Xenocat and Solaris, who did the restreaming, and Stoppable Force, who is an awesome pink puff and did the tracking. Give them lots of love and lots of follows. And yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to also plug the Pink Puff League, which is happening on Thursdays for newbies. It is a fantastic league organized by Asuka herself.
The sheer irony is the fact that I belong in the Pink Puff League and I'm banning myself from competing in the Pink Puff League. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great place for new and inexperienced runners. That it's a fantastic safe space to learn flags and strats and everything.
You get to run in a race where you know that the top runners aren't going to be running, so you don't have to be disheartened by them, because anyone who's done like a top 32 finish in a tournament, they're not going to be in that race. You don't have to compete against people who are among the best of the best.
Yeah.
And that I think is really good, because you get to race against people who are closer to your skill level.
Agreed.
Which I think is very important, because getting disheartened by racing against really competitive runners all the time it's not constructive.
And bluntly, that's me. That is absolutely me. Just looking at the people that were in this race and going, what the heck and fluff am I doing? I'm gonna make a complete derp of myself here. But honestly, if it wasn't for the strength and the courage that so many Pink Puffs had yesterday to show up and have a good time and race and just enjoy themselves, I wouldn't be on here right now. So I gotta show the puffs so I can race too, badly, but I can put myself out there too.
You did great, Asuka.
Yep, you did show them. You were wonderful, and GG's once again.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think we'll be wrapping up our restream for tonight. Congratulations again to all of our runners. Shout outs again to Solaris and Stoppable Force for doing all the behind the scenes work. Solaris for putting on the show. Stoppable Force for pushing all the buttons. Shout outs to Sheep Launcher for doing comms with me.
Yeah, shout out to Xenocat. Give every one of those a follow. I do want to say before we go that Pink Puff League is a great place to be if you're a newbie. The community races are a great place to be if you're a newbie as well. There's no pressure. It's just a lot of fun, so we encourage everybody to come on out and participate in the community races each week. Flags change every week. It's just a great time, so come on out. This
is definitely on the harder end of the community race flag sets, so they're not all this bad. If you think that this flag set might have been a little bit scary for you, this is kind of the harder end of the community race flag sets. Sometimes they're very nice, or usually they're very nice, and you'll be able to have fun with them.
Yeah, we always try to make them a lot of fun. So
and they change every week, so you're never gonna really be bored with community race flags. But yeah, we will be sending a raid over to Commander Leonhardt, who is running a Sea Hero seed.
Oh, we just saw one of those.
Yeah, but this one is not the same flags. It's, I believe, a ladder Sea Hero flag set.
Well, that'll be a lot of fun. Be sure to give Commander Leonhardt lots of love. And once again, thank you, Solaris. Thank you, Stoppable Force. Thank you, Xenocat. And for everybody here, so long.